Hello, everybody. I'm back with yet another article, something I'm passionate about, and we'll have a brief discussion afterwards. We're going to call this one Restoring Body Wisdom Within Healthcare. All right, so here goes. In pursuit of scientific rigor and clinical expertise, modern medical training has inadvertently created a disconnect, often blindly, a rift between the analytical mind and the lived experience of the body. By prioritizing left brain thinking, please everybody research Ian McGilchrist if you haven't already. So this disconnect, back to the article, prioritizing left brain thinking, which excels at dissecting and categorizing, compartmentalizing and fragmenting, we risk losing touch with the profound wisdom that resides within the physical selves. The conventional medical curriculum is a testament to the power of rational deductive reasoning, rightfully so, right? Students are trained to diagnose and treat based on a comprehensive understanding of anatomy, pathology, and clinical guidelines. However, this intense focus on the intellectual mastery of medical knowledge can inadvertently foster a detachment from the subjective embodied experiences of patients. I'm one of them. And even from our own bodily awareness. When healthcare professionals operate solely from a left brain paradigm, they risk reducing patients to a collection of symptoms and conditions, overlooking this richness of personal narratives, emotions, and lived experiences that absolutely shape each individual's journey with health, illness, and recovery. This disconnect can manifest in subtle yet profound ways. A patient's expressions of bodily sensations or intuitive knowings may be dismissed as anecdotal or unscientific. Hello. Conversations about health may become overly clinical, devoid of the nuanced language that captures the depth of the human experience. Treatments may focus narrowly on symptom alleviation, neglecting holistic interplays of mind, body, and spirit. Does this sound familiar to anybody? I'm sorry, I am a broken record. However, there is an antidote to this imbalance. One way, a path, right? A path that can restore the profound connection between healthcare experts and their own embodied wisdom, enabling them to more effectively navigate the intricate landscapes of health and healing. You see where I'm getting at here? This path lies in the cultivation of practices that integrate the mind and body, fostering a deep reverence and attunement to the subtleties of their own physical experiences. Disciplines such as yoga, martial arts, mindfulness meditation, and somatic therapies offer healthcare professionals the opportunity to cultivate and develop a profound relationship with their own corporeal existence. Through these practices, they can learn to inhabit their bodies once again with greater presence and awareness, attuning to the intricate dance of their own breath, movement, and sensation. They cultivate a sensitivity to the language of the body, the whispers of discomfort, the echoes of trauma, and the subtle shifts that signal healing and balance. This just has seemed like a no-brainer for me. When healthcare experts begin to commit to this journey of true embodied self-discovery on their own, they unlock a wellspring of wisdom that profoundly enriches their ability to connect with and treat their patients. Their words and gestures become imbued with a deeper resonance, born from a place of personal understanding and empathy. They can become readily attuned to the nuances of a patient experience and validating and honoring the inherent intelligence of the body because they now understand it themselves. Moreover, this intimate relationship with one's own physicality can enhance diagnostic acumen and therapeutic intuition. A finely tuned awareness of subtle patterns, energetic shifts, and nonverbal cues can unveil insights that may elude a purely intellectual approach. Ultimately, restoring body wisdom in healthcare and providers is not merely a matter of cultivating a personal practice. No, this is a little different. It is a profound act of reclaiming the essential humanity at the heart of the healing arts itself. By embracing the integration of mind and body, healthcare experts will begin to transcend the limitations of a purely analytical paradigm and forge more of a holistic, reverent, and effective approach to caring for those they claim they serve. It's going to take work, y'all. Sorry. At a time where we're more burnout than ever, at a time that we're more burnout than ever, and our will has seemed to die in many aspects, we need to stop and take a look at this, right? So our world often prioritizes the intellect over the wisdom of the flesh. This, right now, is a clarion call from me, a 2-time kidney transplant patient who's interacted with a plethora of prestigious physicians and institutions. I am sending out this message, right? This is my call. Let's all embody profound depths of our physical existence. This is the reminder, right, of the sacred trust bestowed upon those that have dedicated their lives to the service of health and healing. Okay. Whew. This is a bit of a heavy one for some of you. All right. I am speaking from a patient's experience. I also was a yoga teacher for 20 years myself. So I have this dual experience and expertise in living the patient's journey when a patient is very down and out, organ failure, dialysis for many years, organ transplants. It cannot get much scarier than that, right? And prolonged. The wearing down of the mind, body, and soul complex is great. You're breaking down on many levels, okay? So, and obviously when you're breaking down on that many levels, you are losing touch with your body. You believe your body is failing you. And in fact, that is what the Western medical model tells us, your body's failing you. So it's very hard on a patient's psyche to be able to create some sort of healthy narrative around their experience when we're told that we're broken, right? So as a patient, I believe I've come this far and have done so well, not because I'm an anomaly or a unicorn, very much just a simple human being. It's that I had a defense mechanism. I had a boundary up with my team, my providers, because if I let what they were saying to me affect me on all of those levels, I could never have created a healthy narrative around my illness experience to propel me to where I am today. It's clinical. It is realistic. I get it. It's very clinical, very left brain, very, you're broken. This is what we've got to do to fix it. We've got to get this treatment. You got to take this drug. You got to come back. Da, 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 da. It's like they don't see that their medical training has deconditioned a lot of the holism out of health in them. And then blindly, they're actually indoctrinating their patients to kind of operate the same way, which I think is exceptionally dangerous. There has to be a level of paradox that we can hold, especially as a healthcare expert, okay, where you understand how overwhelming and stressful this is for patients most of the time, and that the nervous system and a state of fight or flight is activated often. It often vacillates between high levels of stress and then just completely, I'm just depressed and so low. It spans the dichotomy for sure. I have experienced this. But when you're not leaving room as a provider for the patient's lived experience, the richness that this illness is an experience and it's not succumbing their entire life. Like maybe it has for you as a provider because you want to be a good provider and this is how you were trained and you're a doctor. That's your identity. You don't want to unconsciously project that onto your patient, that their illness is their identity. Okay. So this is nuanced. Maybe for some of you, you're getting it. You hear me? Others are like, yeah, no, I don't do that. And I'm not that way. And I'm the unicorn of the provider world, whatever it may be. This is what I feel would be helpful is if providers themselves had a better relationship with their own body. Okay. I have lived this because I was a yoga teacher for 20 years. The profundity of our bodies, you know it on an intellectual level, but you have to embody it. This is something totally different. This is an experience that you must get into right relationship with the subtleties of your own feelings, your own body, and you have to find a way to marry this incredible, bountiful wisdom that the body provides with your intellect. Okay, because that's what the patient needs to create a healthy journey with their illness, whether they live or die, right? They need to create a healthy story around it. Believe it or not, if you're dying, you can still feel really joyful and live the best life that you can. You can have an understanding emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, physically of what's going on in a very mature way, right? And obviously, some people are able to really do this, but think about those children who end up really unfortunately passing away at a young age. And it's like somehow they transcend into this etheric, wise, just complete acceptance that they're going to die at such a young age. If if you're around these children, it's profound the way that they've just tapped in to the broader essence of nature and our existence here. This is what we need to have return to healthcare if we want to do better. It's a path, and I think it's a really important path, is that if we want better patient care, we need to have better provider care. And that means that we need to understand we've been indoctrinated primarily in aspects of left hemisphere thinking, and that they need to go back into their body. How that looks, it's going to be a little bit of a task because the whole entire system is operating this way, right? But obviously, I'm speaking in generalizations. So there are providers. I know providers who are yogis or martial arts involved in the healing arts and doctors, and they're incredible because one doesn't trump the other. And they have a way of understanding and listening and attuning to their patients that's different. It is different. And just like the more knowledge you have in your brain, the more knowledge you have about the intricacies of body awareness, the more you have to contribute to better patient care, right? What always blew my mind, is that when I was in dialysis in my 20s, these patients typically are kind of rushed from, kidney failure. Now we got to start dialysis. They're rushed into this environment. None of them are taught or even encouraged to learn how to breathe, to learn how to overall be in that place and have free and effective and very simple tools to help them with the stress and overwhelm of being chronically ill or being in that chair. I can't expect everybody to learn yoga, okay? And obviously many people aren't physically well enough to even lift their arms up over their head. But what most people can do is sit, close their eyes, and breathe. This is natural, right? This is autonomic. Why are we not using some of these practices to help our patients? To me, it seems ludicrous, but I realize it's because only when the providers have that level of consciousness within themselves and understand the interconnectedness and the power of the interplay of the mind and the body can we provide something for our patients that's more holistic. Okay, so my clarion call: body awareness providers. You're going to lose it. To find that connection with your body again, or you escape, right? You have a high prevalence of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, sex abuse, cheating, all of these ways in which humans in general, but providers tap out. They try to reconnect. How about we just stay reconnected from the start? Stay balanced from the start, okay? This is hugely paradigm shifting, and I'm not going to be the one to do it. I'm just simply sharing a message from a patient point of view who does have the body awareness, because that's my job. Is it was lacking so incredibly that I felt like I could only ever bring half of myself to my doctors because they just didn't get it. They didn't get it. And I felt really sad because a lot of patients could have these very simple, easy tools and it could have much more resonance. And I believe better health care if we put the emphasis back into whole brain thinking and not just left brain thinking. So thank you for your time and attention.